Vou aqui. Olá pessoal, estamos aqui mais uma vez, seguidores do Rio Open. Hoje a gente tem uma lenda viva, Bollettieri. Nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
Welcome again to Rio Open.
And I like the way you say Nikki. only Tommy Huss calls me Nikki.
And now I'm sorry.
All right.
Do you like come to Brazil?
I do, because the atmosphere is tennis and the people are genuine and very nice people. Yes.
Yeah. And what do you like to do here? There's something special? Or?
Well, I would like to body surf a little bit, because I like to body surf. And one of the times I body surfed was in Australia at Bonsai Beach, and the waves took my bathing suit off. I had to run down the beach to find my bathing suit.
This week I interviewed André Sá. Do you know him very well?
I do.
Can you talk about? Can you talk a little bit about André Sá? Because I love André Sá.
Well, first of all, his record as a tennis player speaks for itself. But his passion for the game, for the development of the game with the ATP, and everything he does it to help people. And he's the same person as he was 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Competitive, yes, but very sincere, and he's always willing to help.
Yeah, I love André Sá. He's doing a good job. And also, can you talk a little bit about Guga Keeping? What do you like as a player? Also, as a person, because he's so good.
First of all, Guga's doing something far more than just teaching children the game of tennis. What he's doing is giving children an opportunity to fulfill their dream and be something someday. I'm doing the same thing now. I'm bringing back the Bollettieri program that I ran for 13 years, and I'm bringing it back, all for children that have nothing. Prepare them with education, sports, how to deal with the devils that exist today, how important education is. So Guga is giving this opportunity to children. And you know what? He does it because he feels for the children. He doesn't do it because somebody's telling him to do it. He does it because he feels that if he can change a person's life, that's worthwhile what he's doing.
And the sports can change the life.
Yeah.
Você tem uma pergunta?
You ran into Thomas Koch here,
yes.
Right? Can you talk a little bit about...
Well, I didn't recognize him at first. Let's say a little bigger, glasses. But then as we began to talk, he brought up back in the early 60s, and Thomas was a heck of a competitor. And it looks a lot different now. I don't look that different, I look the same. But Thomas was a keen competitor, and always a person that I enjoyed talking to. And he gave everything he had when he played the game of tennis.
In your opinion, who is the biggest player right now? Women's and men's, of course. Who's playing?
First of all, let's say this. I'm not going to say the man is the best player ever in the world, but no one has everything except one person, and that's Novak Djokovic. He moves, he recovers, he returns the drop shot, return his service, very smart on the court. Pound for pound, he's the best. And also it's great to see him back again. And you know what makes a champion in life is when everything goes wrong, and then you come back again. When it goes to the women, you got to go to my girl Serena, baby. You know, I've had a lot of great players, a lot of good players. Been very fortunate to work with 10 number ones in the world. But I believe that Serena sort of stands in a class of her own. Now, their style of play is very different. You have to beat Djokovic. Serena, I'm going to whack it, baby. And that's it. She only knows one way to play. I'm going after you from the very first ball. And what's happening today is that when you have a baby or you're a little out of physical shape, Serena hits the ball so flat that if the foundation isn't in balance, you make several errors.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that Serena will find a way back. But my years with Serena, Venus, Richard, and Oracene were wonderful years of my life.
Yeah, I played Serena in French Open, I think 3 years ago, and wow, yeah, she's the best. She's the best. And what do you think about the next generation?
Well, the next generation, the game has changed. First of all, you cannot have a weakness in today's game and be a winner. Back when I had Andre and Krickstein and all of those 5'10", 5'11", Sampras was a giant at 6'2". Today on the men's side, 6'3" to 6'10". The ladies, 5'4", 5'5". Now the ladies 5'9" to 5'11". So the little person has to be able to do a lot and not just stay back behind the baseline and try to win. Mm-hmm. So the game has changed physically, mentally, technique-wise, and also equipment. The rackets, the strings. But I believe one of the biggest changes today is the physical makeup of the athletes. Maria Sharapova spends a lot of time at the academy, and Kei Nishikori was there the last couple of weeks. Before they hit one ball, an hour to an hour and a half in the gym. Okay. And many years ago in Australia, Roy Emerson and all those guys, boop, 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 let's go have a beer. Not today.
Not today.
Not today. It's a science. And today, the forehand, if you don't have a big forehand today, it's tough to be a winner, because 70% of the game today is played from the forehand side. And remember, you can't pray for them to miss your pushy push second serve. You have to have a big serve today, because if you don't, the returner will put you to sleep. And today, two big weapons on the tour. The swinging volley. They said Nick couldn't teach a volley in the mid-'80s, so I told Selish, Curry, and Andre, swing at the ball, baby. And then, back in 1965, I was coach at a country club in Maryland. And the ladies came off the court. I'm not going to play with that lady anymore. She does it this shot. And that's not tennis. Well, what are you going to do? Told Djokovic, Nadal, Serena, and all those. The drop shot today, baby, is as big as a serve at 150 miles an hour.
The drop shot.
The drop shot.
Wow. And what do you think about Felix Auger-Aliassime? He's playing very well this week here in Rio.
Well, I haven't actually seen him enough to play, but this week is an opportunity for players to do well with the seeds gone. So it's an opportunity for some of the players to improve their rankings. And that's very, very important. I think that the big thing here, when you play 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you have to be physically ready, because the temperature in the sun. So a lot of it is how you approach things. And remember something. When a person says, Coach, I drew the #1 seed, they already lost. What they should say is, Coach, I drew the #1 seed, I'm taking her down, baby. Mm-hmm. Okay? So the attitude before an event can have a big impact on the event. Yes.
Uau, mais alguma pergunta?
Yes, Nick, IMG Academy has a new service here in Brazil where Brazilians can call and go to the academy and research for camps. I want you to talk a little bit about
first
the
of all, back in the late 70s and early 90s, early 80s, crazy Nick Bollettieri built the first live-in tennis academy of the world on 22 acres. So people thought I was crazy, and they also thought Richard Williams was crazy and Ken Solomon of starting the tennis champ. But remember, crazy people do things that sane people are afraid. And you know why? They're afraid of failure. So IMG today, from 22 acres, are 600 acres now, with multiple sports, great training facility, a new hotel. And we have players come from all over the world with their coaches. I know just recently from one area, I think China, they're bringing over 300 baseball players to spend a couple of months. Why? Because IMG has the facilities, the climate, the gymnasiums, the indoor centers, the schools. But there's one thing that's very important. IMG does not produce champions. IMG prepares children for life and to be able to get a scholarship. This year, over 90% of the graduating seniors, whether scholastically or on sports, got a scholarship to college or were accepted to college. So when people say if you go to IMG, you know, you be professional, that's not true. If you go to IMG, their objective is to make you the best you can be on the court, off the court, and prepare for life. And that's a big thing. My new book, that'll be out this summer. I wrote it freehand because I don't know how to use a computer. It's the first of my 11 books I wrote myself. It's called A Coach's Journey. Is it the fifth set or a tiebreaker? And I take you back from 1957 to where I am today. And the first part of the book is very interesting. I put the 32 players that came to the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy, now the IMG Academy, what I learned from them. Each of them were different. Andre Agassi, it's 12:30 from the dormitory. Nick, what time are we going to practice? Don't forget, I got a hair appointment at 2:30. Sellish, she had me out there before the sun come up, sunbeaming, the moon. I stayed there all day. So Monica taught me she needed lots of time. Andre, he was a character. And the greatest thing is that the compliment I just received, Showtime just did a big piece on me called Love Means Zero. It's a 90-minute documentary. And Boris Becker said something. He said, Nick is a genius. He sees the little things, gives you a little tip, and walks away. Too many coaches have diarrhea of the mouth. They talk too much. And remember, the more you talk, the more you must prove.
Wow.
But I'm very proud of the academy now. They just built a new entrance and named the road after me, the city did, called Bollettieri Boulevard. And that will remain forever. But the academy is growing. They deal a lot with corporations, and the coaches come with the teams. We don't tell when a team comes how to tell the team how to play. We show them what we're doing, but the physical, the mental makeup makes IMG very special.
Wow. Wow.
Teliana is ready to go there for
Yeah,
you.
can I? I'm ready to go. I have to go.
You got the money, baby, I got the time.
Teliana organizer.
Yeah. Nikki,
I think that would be true.
Yeah.
And also, I only deal with good-looking girls, baby. Remember that.
Nikki, thank you so much
Sure,
for
dear.
joining
All right.
us. And can you please, the last one, can you please leave a message for the young tennis player, please?
The message I leave for the young tennis players is this. Give everything that you have. Never say you can't do it, but find a way to do it. Also, children of today are faced with so many negative things. The world is upside down. Drugs, alcohol, and violence. So coaches can make an impact on a child's life by having that child go home thinking they didn't do well, and the coach said, how could you miss that ball when everybody else is hitting it? That child goes home, doesn't eat, doesn't do their homework, lower their self-esteem, and is subject to drugs, alcohol, and violence. So my message to youngsters is, enjoy what you're doing. Never complain. Excuses do not pay bills. But the last message I'm going to give is to coaches and to parents. I grew up in an Italian black neighborhood. And my grandmother was the boss of the neighborhood from Italy. When I came home from grammar school, my grandmother would say, Sonny, vieni qua, give Grandma a big kiss. Yes, Grandma. You good boy in school? Yes, Grandma. You do everything teachers say to do? Yes. Go out and play. You parents, did you get an A today? You coaches, did you win today? No. You ask them if they did everything they can do. And the greatest football coach in American history, Vince Lombardi, said, my Green Bay Packers never lost. We just ran out of time. So you judge people by the effort, not just by the score. All right?
Wow. Thank you so much. É isso, pessoal. Um grande beijo para vocês. A gente se vê amanhã. Quem quiser comprar os ingressos, tudos.com.br/Rio Open ou aqui na bilheteria. Thank you so much.
Sure, that was fun. That was great today.
Tchau, tchau, gente. Beijo.